Hey there, it's Anonymous Tea, where we spill the tea anonymously. Hello, everyone. Hello, YouTubers. Hope you guys are all having an amazing day today, sending good vibes, sending positivity, sending blessings, and good energy to each and every single one of you. Thank you so much for tuning in. So today we're talking love and marriage, Huntsville. You guys know why you are here. Today we're talking because Melody Cherie Rogers has come for Dr. Elaine, and we got to talk about it. So there, of course, was another TikTok live, you guys. Mel teased that those of you who have been missing season 1 Mel, it is back in the building for the second half of this season, you guys. Those of you who've missed her, clapping back at these fake people, she's back. She is back. She said just because she is quiet does not mean she is not paying attention to these people. And wanted to make it a note to say, all of you that think that these other cast members are all kumbaya or all friends, it's all fake. Well, I knew that, right? I mean, like I keep saying all the time, especially as it pertains to Kimmy. Kimmy doesn't like any of these people. She literally told Destiny that she was a fraud and that you were not going to keep buying her handbags. It doesn't matter how much, real or knockoffs. She's not going to be your friend. Only to switch up. To be a part of the Tisha Alliance, you guys, and all these things, even though secretly still hanging out with Sunny, by the way, right? But we already knew that, but Mel said, and she was responding to Dr. Heavenly being fed. I mean, giving an opinion on Messy Mondays that the whole cast doesn't like Mel, that it's Mel versus everybody, right? And that, only the Millimeters like Mel, so Mel and Sunny should leave and get their own show. And Mel was like, listen, I could be fake with them too. I could be playing it up with them too. She said, the thing is, you guys believe how they play things up for the cameras. And she's right. Didn't Marceau said that he was done with Martel, only to be grinning in pictures with him at the vow renewal, you guys, with the Fletchers, right? So what happened to the fallout with Martel? What happened to unfollowing him? But when the cameras start rolling, none of that matters, apparently. Mel is saying, listen, I'm going to keep the same energy on and off camera. Oh, you want me to play along and be fake like the rest of the cast? No. If I see you out in these streets, I can keep it cute and keep it mute, but we're not about to be fake and posting pictures and video like we're best friends of 20 years. No. But Mel said basically, and I knew this, the cast doesn't like each other. And that's how these shows go. When you get to a point where everyone is more concerned about how many followers they have, how much fame they have, how many ventures outside of the show they have compared to others, because you're in competition. You've inserted yourself into a one-sided competition with everyone else. When it gets to that point, you guys are not friends, because no real friend is trying to outdo you and outsmart you and compete with you. That's not what a friendship is, you guys. That is somebody who is jealous. That is somebody who is insecure. That is somebody who is a hater, right? And so nonetheless, the questions were rolling in about how does an executive producer just attack his cast like this, right? And Mel's like, she doesn't get Messy Mondays. She's like, she's trying to have Marvelous Mondays. Like make it make sense. Mel said, she's going to be herself 365 days of the year, especially coming up whenever this reunion is slated to start taping. It sounds like it's going to be soon, but she said she's going to have herself, her team, her security out in LA per usual. They finally have the makeup look that they're going for and all of the things. She doesn't know yet what she's going to wear. Her stylist is going to get that together for her. But nonetheless, she said, as Black people, everybody pretends at the beginning, oh, we support each other, Black. We want to see everybody Black be successful. We want to support Black businesses. But she said it's fake. And here's the thing. It's a real conversation, you guys, we need to have. Because there are so many people that pretend, oh, I want to see you win. I want to see you do X, Y, and Z. But if somebody gets to a certain level quicker than you, or somebody outperforms you, you start to get in your feelings. Or you see somebody surpass you, you start to get in your feelings instead of getting on your grind. instead of getting on your Zoom and getting it together and figuring out how you can get yourself together and work out the kinks and get yourself to the level you need to be. But Mel said, you know, the people that like to do these comparisons, especially regards to TikTok, I think that was shade at somebody else who's on TikTok. Well, I guess it's a few somebody else's now from the cast that are on TikTok. But she said, listen, she said, it doesn't matter if you start out with more money than somebody or whatever. She said, here is the thing. She said, hard work, dedication, and consistency is going to be the key. That is going to be the great equalizer. And all the things, right? And so she also said, you know, for her, she is, you know, now that she sees she's been seeing everything, right? She's been seeing how everybody on and off the show has been behaving. And said that, you know, she's going to be on the same type of energy that you're on. If you're cool, she's cool. If you're going to be messy, she's going to be messy. But she's not going to outright do it right away. She's going to wait and see you build your own case against your own self. She's going to sit back and watch you dig your own grave. She is going to sit back and watch you make a fool of yourself. And then she'll intervene at a certain point, right? She'll intervene at a certain point, but she is peeping game, especially on these Messy Monday shows. She is looking at the body language. She is looking at the reactions and all of the things, what the verbal and non-verbals that is taking place. Pretty soon, Carlos King is going to have to go off camera for Messy Mondays. Carlos King is not going to be able to show his face on Messy Mondays because he is too close to the situation to be unbiased, you guys. And thought that this was a brilliant idea to do a show like this where you're dragging the cast every single week. Speaking of, Mel confirms that Marquez, you guys, is a new cast member. Confirms that he is a new cast member, shouts him out a couple of times because she saw that disastrous of an interview that Marquez did in which he shouted out Mel before the ball got rolling. Remember, it was like, shout out to Mel. I went to Mimosas with Mel last night and all the things and woo woo. Mel did a reenactment, you guys, and it was hilarious. It was hilarious. So I'm sure it has already been screen grabbed to Marquez. I'm sure Mr. Make It Happen 365 will have it in his stories in no time, you guys. Because he loves him some Mel. Gave her flowers and everything, allegedly, at that Mimosas with Mel, you guys. So nonetheless, and even remember in one of my previous videos, I talked about when he was calling out Ken and Trisha's fakery, screen grabbed Mel's, you know, cute little finger wave do and said, this is a mom, this is a businesswoman who gets it, who understands it. And I was like, I already see what's happening. But listen, if everyone else is hustling, why not you? If everyone else is hustling to get a scene on the show, why not you, Mr. Make It Happen 365? At least you're keeping it a buck. The problem is everyone else is pretending that they're good people, but they're making messy decisions on and off the show. And then when their messiness gets called out, they partake in more messiness and thinking that is going to absolve the previous mess. And it just makes matters worse. Like the alleged Tisha and Mel text messages. What was that supposed to achieve? Because to me, it didn't mean anything. It didn't give what you thought it gave. all it gave was Mel sees you and cool. Thumbs up. That's it. That's it. It was Tisha talking to herself, you guys. Make it make sense. So nonetheless, Mel gets into Miss Dr. Heavenly, you guys, and has receipts that basically would indicate that Dr. Heavenly is two-faced, which we've said. You know, nothing new about any of this, right? But nonetheless, she kept calling Dr. Heavenly Elaine because she said that that's how she would refer to her elders. Just unnecessary shade, but it is what it is. It is what it is. But basically said, you know, I think a little over a week ago or so, Dr. Heavenly called Mel in the morning, and I guess Mel didn't respond, and she sent her either a voicemail or text message or whatever. It was all like, hey, you know, just checking to see how you're doing, and blah, blah, blah. And Mel thought it was sincere, but Mel's trying to figure out, Okay, you keep saying on this same Messy Mondays, Mel's my friend, but you're not matching the same energy in our private phone calls. You're not matching the same energy when I see you in person. You were supposed to be at my Mimosas with Mel with Hill Harper. You came to the grand opening of 7th Avenue Beauty, which is what the picture is in this video, by the way. And also, you were supposed to come to this last Mimosas with Mel, but you had, I guess, some other stuff going on or whatever, right? But nonetheless, you have been very much keeping up with all that Mel has got going on, but yet you turn around and get on camera with Carlos King and you talk about Mel like a dog. And then Mel was like, listen, how dare anybody say that I am feeding things to Shanita about the show, but you, Dr. Heavenly, keep saying every single time that you don't watch the show, that you have not seen all the episodes of the show. So how do you have such strong opinions on something on a show you don't watch? On the history of the last 8 seasons you don't watch? That would indicate somebody is feeding you a narrative. Is feeding you a take to have that might not be the right take. But if you have followed from the very beginning and you've even taken it a step further to follow all of the social media shenanigans as well, these takes that you have, Dr. Heavenly, make 0 sense. And that's what I said. Carlos King is actively producing Messy Mondays, just like he is producing Love and Marriage Huntsville, which is to push false narratives, to push false storylines, to push hate on innocent people. And that's what else Mel said, right? She said everything is backwards. She said evil is seen as good and good is seen as evil. Because how can you have a demon appear as an angel on the show, you guys, and be in a white suit for the cast photo? Can you make it make sense? And everybody else is in black, you guys. I mean, why not just go full throttle and have Mel, in a red dress, right? To represent the devil, right? Because that's really what you wanted, Carlos. You wanted Mel to be in a bright red dress to represent the devil, Martel to be in the white suit to represent the angel, and all of these things. And that was going to be the push, except for it failed miserably. And it is still failing miserably. And so somebody in the comments asked Mel, why would Carlos want to do this? And Mel's like, this is the same person who attacks the fans that support the show, attacks the bulk of your viewers. So why wouldn't he attack his own cast and attack the people that is putting money in his pockets and that's responsible for the show being on for so long? But she said she has been in she's been in business way too long, Mel has. Mel said she's been in businesses for way too long and has never seen the level of unprofessionalism that is taking place right now. And then she was trying to analyze and really pick apart, okay, what is Dr. Heavenly's motive for this? What is Elaine's motive for this? If we're supposed to be friends, if you have my personal number, my real number that most of my cast doesn't have, and we're supposed to be breaking bread, we're supposed to be hanging out and having a real friendship, but then you get on Messy Mondays and you act like a totally different person. You act like I'm a monster. You act like I am a horrible person. So how can I respond to your phone calls and text messages after seeing an episode like that on Messy Mondays and not knowing where you truly stand? Is this all a show? Are you doing this because you feel like, basically Carlos King's got a battery in your back? Now, she didn't say Carlos King's name, but who else is the co-host of Messy Monday, you guys? I mean, who else is there? AI? AI, you guys? Is AI the other host of Messy Mondays next to Elaine, next to Dr. Heavenly? Like, who else is she talking about? Carlos King, right? Putting a battery in Dr. Heavenly's back to say the things that he does not have the balls to say himself because he knows he'll get dragged. But thinks that the people are stupid and that the people are ignorant and that they don't see for what it is, what he's doing. On the now pre-taped Messy Monday episodes, you guys, because he cannot handle being called out in real time in those live chats, you guys. But like I said, pretty soon, either the show's going to go away or Carlos King is going to go off camera altogether, and it's going to be Dr. Heavenly talking to a blank screen, you guys. There's going to be Dr. Heavenly giving commentary to a blank screen so that Carlos King's obvious reactions, because he has zero poker face, will not be analyzed any further. Because, again, Carlos King keeps exposing his hatred, his jealousy, and his negativity towards Mel. And when it got exposed the first time around, they stopped doing live shows, right? They stopped doing live Messy Mondays. And now everything is pre-taped, so you can chop and screw whatever, right? And leave in the clips, of course, that make it seem the most malicious towards one cast member, right? And make sure one cast member in Martel is still the angel. Right? But pretty soon, Carlos King is not going to be on that screen anymore because it's too obvious how much he hates Mel. Because if things were good, Mel would not be saying these things on the TikTok lives, you guys. She would not be exposing how dirty and underhanded Carlos King has been moving. After previously lying to the people in that live podcast and claiming that him and Mel are actually cool, and lying in that live when he announced the podcast and that Mel was going to be the first guest, lying to the people, you know, that I try to tell the Melameters that, you know, I'm a Melameter too, and I'm the biggest Mel fan, and that, you know, we're cool. No, you're not, Carlos. Because if you have to make that disclaimer, you're not. If you have to make that comment in front of every time you interact with Mel, it is baloney. It is full of it. It is fake news, you guys. But nonetheless, he continues with it, right? And so Mel sees through all of this, you guys. She sees, you know, like I said, how messy it gets. And she called out Elaine for that messy and disgusting and out of order and out of bounds comment, you guys, suggesting that Shanita and Martel hook up. Like how low can you go? And Mel had the point. If anybody was talking about hooking up, you know, one of Elaine's friends, whether it was Dr. Jackie or if it was Quad or somebody, with Daddy. Oh, you don't think there would be World War III? You don't think there would be bombs going off? You don't think Dr. Heavenly will put those hands on some people? You don't think Dr. Heavenly would get a Glock and get some people together if they dare? Try to say, oh, I'm Dr. Heavenly's friend, but let me get a sample of Daddy? Oh, you think she's going to go for that? So why would you suggest such things about Shanita and Martel? Where's the respect? If Mel is so-called your friend, have you tried to holler at Martel too, Dr. Heavenly? Because where did that come from? Who says stuff like that? Make it make sense? I mean, I was appalled. I was absolutely appalled that even came out of Elaine's mouth. Like, I can't. I did not understand it at all. I was like, do you know what you just said? And don't pull the, oh, I'm going to say it and I'm going to take it back. Or, you know, I didn't mean it. I was just messing around. I was just being messy for Messy Mondays. No. See, here's my problem too with this, right? Is these people want to try to act like they're playing a character on these review shows and on these review programs. But Messy Mondays, these are your real thoughts and feelings. This is how you really feel. You call it quote unquote Messy Mondays, even though that was stolen from somebody else's show. But that is your true thoughts. Because you never come out to debunk anything if it wasn't. You never come out to say, oh, this was misconstrued, or oh, I didn't mean it the way people interpreted it, and this and that. You never say that, right? Instead, you want to stand in it because you want to go viral. You want to have a moment. You want to end up on the Shade Room and the Neighborhood Talk for saying something reckless. But then when there is backlash, like the Marquez interview, you guys, then all of a sudden it's the fake PR campaign. The fans love Mayor Chunsville. They're too much. I've got to quit. I've got to focus in on politics and my Patreon, and I like to go live, and Carlos King doesn't like to go live. And Love and Marriage Huntsville, it is nothing like my amazing show, Married to Medicine, and blah, blah, blah. And the ratings are really different, you know, as it compares to, you know, Married to Medicine and Love and Marriage Huntsville. You know, Love and Marriage Huntsville, it's on OWN. All of this nonsense, all of this foolishness, only to turn around and continue Messy Mondays with Carlos King when it was all said and done. So you don't care about your reputation. You don't care about politics. You don't care about venturing out into other things. No. You like all of the negative attention and the negative press that Messy Mondays is bringing you, Dr. Heavenly. Otherwise, if you really had the integrity and had the balls, you would have left for real the first time you tease this, right? Because you've done this before. But to use your real friendship with Mel against her for clicks and views on Messy Monday to appease, you know, Carlos King, and basically you're two-faced, right? Because how are you still calling Mel behind the scenes, leaving her voicemails, leaving her text messages, talking to her like a friend, like it's genuine, and you get on Messy Mondays and drag her like she's the worst person on the earth, and says that nobody likes her on the show, even though Mel basically confirmed that nobody really likes each other on the show. Nobody really fools with each other like that. Y'all are falling for it because it's an easy narrative to push, just like it's an easy narrative for basically people to be encouraged to go for the star of the show. Make it make sense? But she said that's normal. That's normal for the cast members to say, hey, if you want to get screen time, if you want to get seen and this and that and blah, 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 go for the star of the show. Go for the person who is in the most drama for the show, which is Mel, right? But for the executive producer, for the creator of the show to say such things, that's crazy. That's like Andy Cohen telling everybody, okay, you know, you guys all need to go after Nene Leakes this season. She's the star, she's the face of Bravo. You need to go after Candy this season. She's the face, she's the star of Bravo, blah, 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 right? That's unprofessional. That's out of order. That is actively producing, you guys, and interfering with an actual show and an actual storyline, and coaching, allegedly, these cast members behind the scenes to get the messy screens and shows and episodes and everything else that you want, that messy soundbite, that messy scene that you're looking for, that you hope humiliates Mel, and it backfires every time. It backfires every single time, you guys. But, you know, essentially that was the gist of everything. Mel made some also recommendations for 7th Avenue as far as some things that she does in e-commerce, and also was speaking to some other things. But that was the bulk of it, you guys. And then she also wanted to make a point to say a few times pride comes before the fall. But, you know, essentially, Mel was like, and she reiterated it again. I don't need a mouthpiece. I don't need anybody to speak for me and mine. I've been doing it solo dolo for how long now? And you're going to see, you know, season 1 Mel back with all this foolishness. Because now she'll play the game if that's what it means for these people to see a decent show, since nobody wants to clock in. So now Mel said, well, she's been clocked in, but she'll clock in overtime just for you, Carlos, and you're still going to be nasty on Messy Mondays, which she likes to have a Marvelous Mondays. So there is that. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you're notified the moment I post new content on my channel. And with that being said, I'll talk to you guys again very soon.